CVOR test. The CVOR test is what we're discussing today, and why do people fail the CVOR test? Those two questions are going to be discussed. Let's switch over here. How do you get to the CVOR test? Well, first of all, just very quickly, we're going to go through these several steps. You apply for the CVOR. If your CVOR application is accepted, you apply and pay the fee to MTO. And if your CVOR application is accepted, then you get a letter from them with your name on it, and you take that letter to the Drive Test Center along with government issued ID, and you write the test. And once you get to the once you get to the Drive Test Center, you will have to pay $32 for the privilege of writing the CVOR test. Now, there are 30 multiple choice questions on the CVOR test, just 30, and they are all multiple choice questions. You must get at least 80% correct. And by the way, 80% is 24 out of 30 correct. So you can get 6 incorrect and still get your CVOR, which is the good news. Now, you can rewrite as often as possible, but every time you do choose to rewrite, you have to pay $32 again. So I would urge you to read this book, because why do people fail the CVOR test? Most people fail because they have not prepared correctly. And one way to prepare is to read this book. And I know it's close, well over 200 pages. It's close to 300 pages, I believe. And I'll put a link in the show notes down below there for you for that book. But they didn't practice. There is the MTO's free practice test online. It only has 30 questions. I'm told that they have 300 to 400 questions in their question bank. So my CVOR practice test, which of course I'll put a link in the show notes down below, my CVOR practice test, I got more than 100 questions there. And how did I get those questions? I went and wrote the CVOR test for you 6 times. And each time I wrote the CVOR test, I wrote down the questions. And so that's where I got more than 100 questions from. And you are very well prepared when you do my CVOR test, my practice test, which, by the way, you can rewrite as often as you need, all for one fee. You can rewrite as often as you need. I give you the correct answers so that when you do go to the Drive Test Center, you can be very confident and very well prepared. Check out the reviews at CVOR.ca and see the results. All right. Now, once you've read that CVOR book that the MTO gives you or is online, you will realize that you are required to have much more than just to pass the test. And so if you'd like to get a foot up or a hand up, a helping hand in getting ready, you can get the CVOR test prep bundle, because right now it is at one heck of a value. All right, I'll put that link in the show notes below. Check that out, because it's one heck of a value. I would really encourage you to take a strong look at that. But those are the 2 things that you've got to do. You've got to write the test. And how do you pass it? I believe you've got to practice, read the book and practice. And there's a couple of ways you can practice, as we already discussed. Why do people fail the test? Because they are not properly prepared. Those are the 2 questions. All right, so with that, I would encourage you to click one of the links in the show notes down below. And if you have any questions, please reach out. I receive CVOR questions almost every day from different people. And because I'm not the government, I answer them in a way that you can understand. You understand that the MTO has their answers, and they have to be the correct answers, but they have to be in such a wording that sometimes they are more difficult to understand. They don't do it on purpose, but the lawyers make them be that way. I can explain things so that you understand them. So please don't be afraid to reach out. My name's Chris. Safety Dawg is the name of my company, but am the CVOR guy. I do know a lot about CVOR. So please reach out. I'd be happy to help you. Have a great day.